Hello everybody, we're going to do one more live. I've been in a tremendous amount of trolling, but some I block when they go too far. Others I entertain their ignorance. I entertain it because there's a big reality as I wait for people to log on. We're going to get into three terms that are a staple of Canada and what people need to understand. And yeah, maybe I'll just continue on. People can watch after. We talk about truth and fact-checking. We need to start at the basics. That's belief and truth. Belief is the idea that something is true to you, and you've decided that you believe it to be true. How do you get to real truth? Well, truth comes with facts. And if you're going to present your idea of truth, you need to come with facts, which means data, historical publications. In relation to government, that means government statements or historical government texts. We're going to talk about the government of Canada as a great thing and talk about Canada in truth and the government in your perceived truth. You need to use government facts. Government facts. You need to have government statements. They have to be published on the government websites, whether that's provincial or federal. If you're going to say something about government, you have to post a link. You have to show everybody that you're well read, that you accept this truth, you believe it to be true because you have the facts of the matter. That's called fact-checking 101. It's the reason why I continue on in Facebook land and I don't get shut down. I don't. I never get shut down. I've been nailed by people posting to Facebook, and there's been some harsh sentences placed on me without not one shred of evidence. Facts. So then Facebook has to investigate you, and there's a time period for that, and then they come back and say yay or nay to what you posted. Now, 568 reports against me. 2 times suspended for breaches, not to do with truth, but of laws of Canada that I supposedly violated at the time. 1 post I had to delete, another one I had to amend. And that's it. And sometimes I get warnings on that. But everything I present, I back up with fact. Real government publications. People will try to fight me, trolls from Liberal, Conservative, NDP, Green, you name it, they come. They come. Right now, it's back to the Liberals. Many Liberals, no, you're a liar. Oh, you're not posting the truth. I can tell you this, but they have no publication. I have nothing but publication. The words of the government of the time and foreign governments of the time, and even the UN of the time. That's called facts. Not my facts. Reality facts from the sources of the statements made on those individuals. That's what you have to do. If you don't do that, you're not in truth. You're in a belief that you think is true in absence of fact. Belief, but not truth. See the difference? And that's fact-checking 101. If you can't back up your statements with clear data, clear publications, by the sources that you're accrediting a truth to, you got nothing. It's easy for me. I just post the government links in the government statements signed off by the government representatives of the time. I can even go through the UN. The UN will tell you what the government of Canada has done. It's all logged in the UN. And the United Nations Security Council The highest authority in the entire world on international law has all of Canada's statements as well, too. All of them. I can back it up with the government of Canada itself and the highest authority in the entire world. I'm not a fool. Nobody's ignoramus. Which brings me to ignoramus. What's an ignoramus compared to an institutionalized Canadian? An institutionalized Canadian doesn't know any better. They've been propagated by these beliefs that they think are true because government officials lie in absence of fact. They can't give you an historical publication to back up their narratives. And the countries they talk about, they can't even post publications to back up what they're talking about, or even organizations, when in fact the publications and posts by said governments or institutions of this world say the opposite of what's being claimed. And it's scary. It's scary how many are not in the knowing, and I call that the institutionalized. But then there's ignoramus, a term that is 600 and some years old now today, and it's a legal terminology. It's when a practitioner of law creates a case in complete absence of fact. Complete absence of fact, a belief in a truth that's only true to themselves, absent of all fact of reality, meaning they can't provide any evidence. We see it all the time. Politicians love to utilize that. They love to. It's a feel-good tell. It's a great way to get people worked up and get masses moved, but what are the facts of the matter? And for politicians, many Canadian politicians, they're entirely void of fact. And most of the time, it's the opposite of truth. It's a full-blown lie. That's why I'll never get shut down. I only post truth. And I bring that truth with absolute publication by the said parties, always contradicting what they say and posting the truth. I've got lots of liberal trolls right now. I go through these waves. Liberals feel threatened right now that their world is coming down on them. I promise you, absence of my party, it was going to come anyway. Pierre Poilievre is likely to win the 2025 as it is today. As it is today. Will it be any better, folks? No. He's a liar too. They're all liars. Every single one of them. And many get offended. Many ignoramuses who are institutionalized too. But then there's a lot of truths that are right in front of them they don't want to look at, or they try to circumnavigate. That's also a political tool, and it's always of the ignoramuses. They live a lie. They know it's a lie. They continue going forward with more lies on top of lies. But the way to determine them is say, where are your government publications? Please post a link showing your truth. If you're going to talk about a country, please post government documentation to support what you say. But they never can, you see? They can't. They can talk about it. They can create wordsmithing. They can create it, but they can't back it up with evidence. Evidence of those parties or foreign parties. It's always evidence to the contrary. That's why they don't post. Talk about myth busting. It's very easy for me. I've gotten extremely good at it. For those in Alberta during the Alberta election cycle, when we ran to take the provincial government in a majority, I might add, we did strong in the debates. I did very strong in the initial debates. I destroyed a minister, a Superior Court justice. I was Liberal, NDP. I destroyed Conservatives in immigration, refugee. And you know what? That was the end of it. Every single debate from there on out in 2019 was cancelled because their crafted system can't have facts. Politicians in Canada can't deal with historical facts, especially when you can Google it right there. Can you imagine a stage where every time they answer a question on any issue, there's somebody there standing there who's going to answer too, but can go, excuse me, everybody, this person just lied about this. You can Google it. It's blah, 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 blah. These are the facts. Then they go look it up and, oh yeah, what he just said was a total lie. He just lied to all of us, or she just lied to all of us in the name of her party, because that's what they do. They can't have guys like me telling the truth and presenting facts. That's contrary to Canadian politics. But it's what we do. It's very easy for me to smash people. I learned a long time ago, tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. That works out extremely well. It works out extremely well if you live it, breathe it, and follow it. And that's what I do. A lot of people can't handle it. They couldn't handle it in 2019. They definitely can't handle it today. Is it to be mean? Is it to make light of people? Well, sometimes you have to, folks. Sometimes you have to. And yes, it is mean, but it's institutionalization and a high level of ignoramus. Look up ignoramus. It's scary stuff when people utilize that to live out a fantasy reality for a divine set of human beings. That is the worst of the worst, and it's the biggest fight we have today. I'm very good at it. A lot of you are becoming extremely good at it. I'm very proud of so many as we build this party, and we're going to have to keep cutting and trimming the fat. It's just reality. It's reality. People want their beliefs in the absence of truth. Their decided truth in the absence of fact. If you can't bring up historical publications, history, or government statements to back up what you say about a government or your government or history of political parties, if you don't have those facts, you're no good to us, because we can't have you. You're just another liar. And in Canada, politicians are extreme liars. They're extreme liars. Every party, they do it over and over and over again. They don't like politicians who tell the truth. If you tell the truth, you're an enemy of their system, because we can't have truth. We have belief in truth, a perceived truth, in absence of fact. Many are institutionalized. It's a tough road, and there's always going to be these fights, these trolls who can never post any truths. Never. They make statements. They call you down. They call you names. That's not a debate. You have to present facts to support your beliefs in a perceived truth. If it's truth, you should have no problem presenting the documentation to go with it, the historical text, the statements made by politicians, political parties, or laws enacted by political parties, and their historical truth. Come on, show it, show it. Show these foreign countries how they legislated the way you're saying. Show how things work the way you're saying. But nobody ever can. It took me many, many years to get to this point. Many of you will learn. A lot of you have learned, and we will get there. And it's sad. It's sad. You're going to have the monumental multitude of ignoramuses who will try to drain you dry. But yet, over and over, if you watch the statements, they can't provide any links to support anything they say, and I just bounce out the links in the opposite. It's all over my Facebook. Every post comes with monumental truth. That's why I'm not shut down. I'm not myth busted. They've attempted, every party. I can see it. Conservative, liberal, green. You can look at the profiles. You can see the reports. Facebook shows you. And yeah, I see it from every single walk. And this common thing is it's belief in truth in the absence of fact. Institutionalization, and sometimes worse, ignoramus. You want to learn about ignoramus? It's a 500-year-old definition. It's a legal definition of somebody presenting a case, an argument, in the absence of absolute fact. Cockamamie, fictional untruth. And politicians in Canada love it to death. It's the staple of the system we have. Tell them what they want to hear. Do the opposite. Lie, cheat, steal, rape, pillage, plunder, and even murder said peoples. They will. They will. Absence of truth. Absolutely absent of all fact. That's why it's fiction. It's scary. It's scary, but it's true. Share it out, get it out there. I will debate anybody about any topic, but there's a load limit. When you continually argue, make statements in the absence of any publications, you have none whatsoever. The parties you talk about, you can't even post a single shred of links where they make a statement to the contrary. You, sir or ma'am, are living a lie. You're more than institutionalized. You're ignoramus. Ignoramus. And I can't entertain you. It just wastes energy. I don't mind showing, but there's a load limit, and at some point, you gotta cut the fat. You gotta say, look, you're not salvageable. You're beyond institutionalized. You're ignoramus. You like it. You like the lie. And you can't save those people, no matter how hard you try. And at some point, you gotta say, hey, you're taking up all my time. You're posting. You're ignorant. You're name-calling. You're making full-blown lie statements on my feeds, trying to dissuade people from the truth. If you had the truth, you'd be able to post it. You'd have links. You'd all kinds of myth busts to prove what I'm saying is a lie, but over and over again, you can't do it. None of them can do it because they're institutionalized. They're ignoramus. They're living the lie. They can't even defend their political parties. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. But it's easy to myth bust. Very easy. And it's why I continue forward. As long as I stay with the truth, they're screwed. That's the truth. That's the facts of the matter. Present facts, stick with the truth, no matter how painful, and we can move forward. If you don't, you're not coming forward with us, and you're not going to be allowed to continue to contaminate with lies. At some point, you have to back up what you say with historical text, documentation, or something of data, national or international data from some kind of source. If you don't have any kind of source of facts, credible facts, you're garbage. You're garbage to us. You're garbage to the people of Canada and all the First Peoples of Canada. You're garbage. You're no good for nothing. Nothing. And that won't be us. We will never entertain the mainstream massive amount of lies. Thank you. That's my video. Share, share, share. Get it out there. I know.